A few weeks ago, I decided to make a big change with my read-alouds. With being virtual, I wanted to make them more engaging and have students excited to watch them and hopefully look forward to them. So, I created a YouTube channel and started creating movies. That gave me the inspiration to make a movie for my final presentation for you. In my presentation, you'll notice that my big learnings from this class are creating foundation for reading, the order of the instruction, and the influence a teacher has. Since it was easier to get permission from my son's parents for pictures and videos and stuff like that, I used him for most of my examples. I did, however, include some student samples and a running record from one of my guided reading groups. I'm still new at creating movies, but I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you can see what I've learned. In Wiley Blevin's book, A Fresh Look at Phonics, he really made me think. How can I build a solid foundation with the tools I have for my struggling readers? How can I modify to make blending lists for all learners? Are the books the students are reading incorporating the new skills learned? The review skills? So this was something that I really focused on for my presentation were these three questions and how I could make my teaching better because of these reflections. With the class that I have this year, and my son being at the age where he's really enjoying learning how to read, this class has really helped me. So because of my learnings, what have I changed because of my learning? Going back to the basics to build a foundation. When I was working with Carson to learn how to read, I was mind blown at the fact that he could say letter sounds, but he couldn't sound out a word. So that foundation of doing things in order and doing things one step at a time and not pushing or skipping steps is crucial, I found, with students learning. So I found that with my struggling readers, I'm going back to the basics and really building on their foundation and focusing on one step at a time so we can master everything before we move on. With this comes learning, practicing, reviewing, repeating. So not only do we learn new things, but we review the things we've learned to keep learning, and we practice. We practice, practice, practice. The other thing that I really want to work on is creating a love for reading. I felt like what I was doing was never enough. So I wanted to create an engaging love for reading. And to do this, I've changed my read-alouds and the way I teach my read-alouds to really engage the readers and show that reading can be fun and we can all love it. And this is because teachers are the biggest influencers for our kids if we can show and teach a love for reading to create successful readers. I've included 4 quotes that to me were kind of light bulb moments for me. These quotes really influenced my learning because of that light bulb moment that I had. So the 2 that I remember highlighting from teaching reading in the 21st century were strong independent reading habits is the backbone of reading instruction. So this really influenced on how I do my read aloud, or not only my read alouds, but my independent reading while the kids are at school and not necessarily virtual. And then when selecting books for instruction, teachers must consider the quality and characteristics of the literature, the interest of the students, and their background knowledge. So this is something I've really focused on this year, the interest of the students. And then A Fresh Look at Phonics. This book has really helped me this year. This has probably been one of my favorite books that I've read to help me with phonics. The first quote is, "Look at students writing to see evidence of transfer from reading to writing." And then the next one is, "Whoever does the thinking does the learning." I loved that quote because it seemed so simple and so obvious, but yet you really need to stop and think about that. And that's really helped me stop answering questions of my own too soon and really make the students work hard and think about it.